In preparing for tonight's very short speech, or short address, welcome, it was easy to find quotes that I think epitomize what these people here are all about. I'm going to read you 5 or 6 quotes that have been said by very famous sports people, or sports, in this case, only sportsmen, sorry ladies, except the exception of Tim Notka, who was not a sportsman, but he is a world-renowned speaker and has a lot of sage advice to give people who are in the idea or the throes of winning and succeeding in life. And Tim Notka says, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work. And I'm a Chelsea supporter, so everything's good. A couple of years ago, you all know the name of Eden Hazard, and a couple of years ago he had a pretty off season, and yet he came back because his hard work outweighed his talent. And then some of you, I'm sure many of you might not have heard this name, Babe Ruth. He's considered to be the best baseball player in the history of American baseball. And he said it's hard to be the person who never gives up. And I think that also says much about what you're doing here. It is easy to miss practice. It is so easy to say, I've got a headache. But when you don't give up, and when you're on the field, there's a young man who's getting a prize tonight for cricket. He's in grade 9. I had the pleasure of watching him taking a hat-trick. One of the very few and rare things that a person will see live, and he allowed me to see that. And for him, and I've said it to him on many occasions this term, thank you for that. And then another very, very famous sportsman, he was a Canadian who played American ice hockey, Wayne Gretzky, and he said, you will miss 100% of the shots you don't take. In other words, start taking one shot, and you might do something great. And then everybody has heard of this one. And I think Zbu will understand this guy more than most people. I have failed over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. And that was said by Michael Jordan, arguably, I don't know about Kobe Bryant, but arguably the greatest basketball player of all time, in my opinion, of course. And then this is the greatest comment I've ever heard of anybody ever saying about sport. When I raced, he was a middle distance runner, a world champion, gold medalist at the Olympic Games, world record holder. When I race, my mind is full of doubts. Who will come second and who will come third? So he had no doubt that he was going to win. And when I looked up his record this afternoon, I forget, 35 races, 34 golds. So we're talking about a person who is really, really serious about believing, and this is what I'm talking to you about, believing in yourself. And then I'm sure that he's even before my time, and I'm a bit of a bully at the moment. Jack Dempsey is regarded by American sports pundits or boxing pundits to be the top 5 or 6 boxers of all time. And he said a champion is someone who gets up when he can't. And I think when adversity is on the court, netball, cricket, hockey, swimming, whatever it might be, and the pain is there, because sport is all about pain. When the pain is nagging at you, and all you've got to do is just stop. And you don't. That's why you're sitting here. And that's why you're being rewarded and awarded tonight. So congratulations to you all. And now it gives me pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, Zbu Shongwe. I looked on the internet a lot. Ms. Bongi gave me a lot of information on him, and I've just compiled a short, if you don't mind, quite brief, because it's pretty substantial, and I haven't got sort of 7 months to go through all of this stuff. He was born in a town you've never heard of, called Brayton, with a massive population of 14,000 people. His uncle obviously when I say obviously, I know this because I read it, provided him with the inspiration to be interested in basketball, and he is quoted as saying, basketball kept me off the streets. And I think that applies to you as well. You guys who are sitting here are not going for governing body meetings or hearings. You're not doing this, you're not doing that. You're out there doing the right thing and being rewarded for it. Zbu is currently, or has worked as an analyst, as an actor, as a TV and a radio host. He currently hosts a 1-hour-long show on Touch HD. He's also a host on ETV's morning show, so you're pretty busy. And he has traveled Africa and the United States extensively, and he wishes to continue to travel and analyze basketball. Ladies and gentlemen, Zbu.
What an intro, eh? What an intro. I don't know who that guy you're talking about is, but thank you for that. That's fine. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's what happens to guys who don't like Kobe Bryant. Funny that you mentioned Kobe. Kobe Bryant is actually one of my favorite players. I don't know, can everybody hear me? Everybody can hear me? Cool. So, Kobe Bryant is actually one of my favorite basketball players, and there's a saying, or rather an ideology called the Mamba mentality. I don't know if anybody had heard about it before. Basically epitomizes hard work, dedication, every day, all day, which is what Mr. Gunning was alluding to in terms of you guys as athletes. So shout out to the basketball team, just by the way. I hear you guys are doing really great things. We want number 1 next year, though. This is Greenside, by the way. So we're gunning for top position. But thank you so much for the invite, Sbu, principal, staff, everybody. I'm from a small town in Mpumalanga, really small. Public school, no real sports programs, no really support for kids who want to be athletes, who want to pursue sports. So to be invited to a school like this is a real honor for me. My story in sports begins at age 10, watching my uncle play basketball, excelling at it. It drew me, the culture aspect of it. You guys, I'm sure, are familiar with the LeBron Jameses of this world, the Kobe Bryants of this world, the sneaker culture, the hip-hop culture. That's what drew me to the sport. And I was always the kid with the ball. I was always the kid who had the ball in his hand all the time. And I was the only one who was allowed to play with it, just by the way. So if anybody wanted to play with me, when I was done playing, the ball was done playing too. So we're going home. I had a basketball court right in front of my house. So you can imagine my mom and my grandmother having to call me every single day at 7 or 8 o'clock to come into the house because I wouldn't stop playing. Played a bit of soccer, played a bit of cricket here and there, but basketball was really a sport for me that stuck. But I want to share with you my idea and what I love about not just basketball, but sports itself. When you're an athlete, you understand what it means to fail, what it means to have to build yourself up, what it means to win, what it means to lose. And I think in sports, you're exposed to that type of environment over and over again, where you constantly have to rise above whatever challenges there are. And that's what sort of happened to me. Sports became my sanctuary. It became that place where I learned how to deal with adversity. And basketball in particular was that for me. So, and not only did that happen, I got to travel the world after making the provincial team. And if I hadn't been an athlete, I would have been exposed to a lot of things that would have been detrimental to my growth as a young person. Even in varsity, I never paid for my fees. I never paid a single cent at Wits because of the opportunity afforded by basketball, afforded by sports. I went into Wits, only had money for registration, came in, discovered by the coach, first team coach, and 3-4 weeks later, I had a scholarship for 4 years. So I literally studied because I played sports. And those are the opportunities that are there for you guys. And you guys have a unique opportunity to not just excel and do things that you love, but also you have a responsibility to pay it forward in your communities. You come from different places. You have an opportunity and an obligation to bring somebody else with you to pay it forward. Whatever you learn here, whatever you learn in sports, you have an obligation to pay it forward and bring forward somebody else, bring somebody else up. You have a school that supports you 100% from what I understand, and you can't take that opportunity for granted. But also the other thing is you have to take care of the academics as well, right? We have to excel not just in track, not just on the court, not just on the field, but also in the classroom as well. I'm sure you can agree with that, Sbu and the principal. We have to excel in the classroom as well. And lastly, like I said, sports has really done a lot for me. I continue to be part of the NBA community. I continue to do what I do in terms of TV and radio. And these are all things that would not have been opportunities for me if I hadn't played, if I haven't learned what I learned playing sports. So it's done amazing things for me. It will do even greater, more amazing things for you guys. Stay awesome, be excellent, stay focused, and don't drop the ball. Thank you so much.
Evening, ladies and gentlemen, sports stars of Greenside. We successfully concluded an often exciting, sometimes nail-biting, and rain-interrupted season of swimming in the first term. The highlight of our season being 5 of our swimmers making it through to the Prestige Swimming Gala. I can commend each and every learner that took part in the sport for their dedication and commitment throughout the season, never missing practices, and their spirits remained high, come rain or shine. It was a great pleasure working with such a diverse group of learners, from the ones sitting doing their physical science homework on the bus next to me, to the louder counterparts that needed a little bit more encouragement to get out of the pool after practice. They kept pushing harder with every stroke and always remained the greatest ambassadors for Greenside High School with their impeccable behavior. I would like to thank each and every team member for their great spirit and dedication. Those of you who are matriculating this year, you will be greatly missed, and I look forward to having many great years to come with the remaining members of our team. Now it gives me great pleasure to present the following awards tonight. Team awards for swimming go to Def Dawakiram, Muhammad bin Zubair, and Dina bin Zubair. Junior half colors for swimming, Alia Bismillah, Tariq Muhammad, Lesejo Mofokeng, Tanaka Chatikobo, Irfan Ali, and Mike Ndaba. Junior full colors for swimming, Daniel van Reda. And then a re-award of junior full colors for swimming to Griffin Trace. And Ziad Kara. Senior half colors for swimming go to Katekon Zukula and Zahra Abrams. Senior full colors for swimming. Well, this is definitely not an easy feat to achieve, the senior full colors. You need to stay dedicated for several years to a sport, and you have to give your very best every time you get into that swimming pool. The learners that received full colors tonight did just that. Imtiaz Taflun, Carl Grobla, and Razeen Muhammad all have shown several years of dedication to the sport and qualified for the Prestige Gala in their respective strokes this year. Being extremely valuable members of our team, it gives me great pleasure to award them with senior full colors tonight. Congratulations. Despite narrowly missing out on prestige, our girls' captain, Yumna Karva, is without a doubt deserving of this award. Not only did she lead by example, but she assisted with training programs for the season and organized workshops on diving and turning for the learners. Her dedication and passion for the sport is exceptional. Muhammad Khan, our boys' captain, was invaluable in keeping our swimmers motivated. He qualified for not one, but 2 events at the Prestige Gala. This is not an easy achievement. Congratulations, Greenside swim team captains, on your senior full colors. Then I've got a few trophies to award. The first one being the Hearst Trophy for the most improved swimmer, which goes to Mike Ndaba. The Matric 2014 Swimmers Spirit Trophy, I would like to award to Yumna Karva. The Sapphire Trophy for Best Boy Swimmer in the senior category goes to Mohammed Khan. And the Cowell Swimming Trophy for individual senior girl goes to Yumna Karva. The last trophy we have to award for swimming tonight is the Brenner's Toyota Floating Trophy for Swimmer of the Year. Now, this trophy goes to a swimmer that is at home in the swimming pool as much as he is on land, gliding his way through the Midmar race with a time of 24 minutes, a great achievement for such a young swimmer. He has for the second year been selected for the Gauteng team, and I can see nothing but future achievements awaiting Ziad Karva. Congratulations, and I am looking forward to the next season where I'm sure you will once again shine for Greenside.
It gives me great pleasure to stand here and present for the tennis this year. Term 1 of 2019 was a great term for tennis. There has been a lot of improvement in both participants and the winning of the matches. The boys are dedicated to the sport as they played about 2 matches a week, every week. The girls did amazingly in their matches, despite some being cancelled on account of the weather. We are very excited to have welcomed Ms. Reed as the girls' tennis coach, and we know very well that Mr. Williams and Ms. Reed will help the tennis team improve. Overall, tennis is flourishing, and we are so proud of this sportsmanship shown this term. We are looking forward to seeing everyone grow during the term 3 and 4 with the busy term for tennis ahead. Well done to each and every one of you, of the tennis players that has represented the school with such great passion and motivation. The following awards we would like to award the learners. The team award for tennis goes to Tsibo Litele. Junior half colors for tennis go to Ayanda Shabalala, as well as Somi Rini. Junior full colors for tennis, I always apologize to her when I have to pronounce her name. It goes to Xing Hu Ma. And senior half colors for tennis go to Tariq Karam. The following trophies for tennis this evening. Trophy for boys tennis single champion goes to Nathan Lishima. Trophy for boys tennis double champions goes to Tariq Karam and Tsibo Letele. Trophy for girls tennis doubles champions goes to Shihuma and Caitlin Naika.
I'd like to congratulate our cricketers on a hard-fought season filled with all the challenges and experiences that a sport should instill in our learners. We were able to win some key matches against some big schools, Sacred Heart, Cares, okay, not the first team Cares, but Cares, Mondial, and most importantly, we won our derby match against Roosevelt High School. We also managed to start our first girls cricket team at Greenside High School this year. Unfortunately, they couldn't play enough matches for the girls to get awards tonight, but definitely, next season we'll definitely have some girls awards up here on the podium. Our first team also managed to compete in a very prestigious tournament called the Old Petrians Cricket Tournament during the course of the term. The tournament was very, very difficult with some very strong teams, and our boys competed very admirably against those teams. With long deliberation with all our various coaches, from myself, Coach Ashton for the first team, Mr. Farina for the under-15s, and Coach Riyadh for the under-14s. It gives me great pleasure to hand out these awards tonight. For the under-14s team awards for cricket, we have Mohammed Suleiman Vahed and Travis Naiker. Junior half colours for cricket, Nkululeko Dlala, Hamza Kader, and Gula Mwadi. For under-15s, we have a re-award junior half colours for cricket for Charlton Msizi Moyo. Junior full colours for cricket for Nabil Petkar and Ridwan Ajam. Our first team awards. We have junior half colours for cricket for Tala Baba. Junior full colours for cricket for Rashan Ghani. And re-award junior full colours for cricket for Mujahid Bulbulia. We have senior half colours for quite a few young men. They have been serving the school for a very long time, and we know next year they'll get those full colours. We have senior half colours for Yusuf Mutwadia, Raza Mohammed, Umer Mahida, and D.A. Dave. And now we have our senior full colours for cricket for two outstanding learners. Both of these learners put in great performances to enable Greenside High School to win the matches they did this season. They were both key all-round performers for the open team this season. Our first is Jaimeen Patel. He was the vice captain for the first team, third highest run scorer for the team, which included some important knocks at this very prestigious Old Petrians tournament. He was the second highest wicket taker for the season, with 7 wickets taking key matches in very important matches. He also fulfilled in as wicket keeper when those who couldn't wicket keep weren't at the match. He's been a valuable servant to Greenside High School, playing all 5 years at the school. Jaimeen Patel. And then we have a re-award for senior full colours for cricket for Dipesh Masuria. When you talk about cricket in Greenside High School, the first name that comes to mind is Dipesh. He has been a captain for all of his age groups since he has attended Greenside High School. He was the captain of the open team. He's had 100% attendance as long as I can remember. He was the second top run scorer for the open team, a valuable bowler who took the most wickets this season, with 10 in the season, often giving away very, very few runs. He has been a valuable servant to Greenside High, playing in all 5 years at the school and being captain of his age group for every year since grade 8. Dipesh Masuria. We now move on to the trophies for cricket. The African Eagle Award for the most improved junior cricketer goes to Mohammed Muslim. The G.J. van Niekerk Trophy for the most improved senior cricketer, D.A. Dave. The Diego Blasquez Trophy for the senior player committed and dedicated to cricket, Umer Mahida. We have the Robinson Bat for the Player of the Year, Depesh Masuria. And then we have our trophy for the best cricket team of Greenside High for the season, and that goes to the under 15 team. Captain of the under 15s.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is my privilege to award certificates to the squash girls for their performances during the squash season for Term 1. About 25 girls played squash and we had a very successful season. The junior newcomers who have just started playing squash are well on their way to becoming good players. The girls are very fortunate to be trained by a junior national player who currently is playing in the first league. The squash girls worked well as a team, worked hard to improve their game, but most important of all, they had lots of fun playing squash. The 2019 squash season saw 2 junior squash awards and 2 senior squash awards. So the junior half colours is awarded to Koleka Matros. And junior full colours is awarded to a promising young player who is dedicated to the sport, Jadida Ntenda. And now we move on to our senior full colours. Ever since Progress started playing squash for Greenside in grade 9, she has been a superb role model to the girls in the club. She was elected captain last year and again this year, performing her duties tirelessly and with utter dedication. Progress is an outstanding player who loves playing squash. The squash girls will miss her leadership, strength and guidance. Progress was awarded junior half colours in grade 10 and senior half colours in grade 11. It gives us great pleasure to award senior full colours to Progress Obiako. Congratulations, well done. Amira joined the squash club when she arrived at Greenside High in grade 10. Prior to coming to Greenside, Kamira played for Parktown Girls and she was their top player. Kamira has consistently been the most outstanding player at Greenside. She is always looking to improve her skills and her game. Kamira is the highest ranked player at Greenside and played at number 1 position in the first team. Kamira is an absolutely brilliant player, totally dedicated to the sport, and she's even won all her matches against the top school in her league. She has been an inspiration not only to her team, but to all the girls in the squash club who aspire to reach her achievements. Kamira is enthusiastic and passionate about playing squash and intends to carry on playing the game she loves so much at university level. Kamira was awarded senior half colours last year, as well as the Best Squash Player Trophy. It gives us great pleasure to award senior full colours to Kamira Sudial. Congratulations. And the trophy for the best player for the girls' squash goes to Kamira Sudial. Well done, congratulations.
I'd like to call up Coach Vincentia Dianda to also just present the awards. Our basketball boys and girls teams were entered into the Johannesburg School Basketball League this year, and they performed exceptionally well. Our boys teams were in the top 5 schools in the league, and our girls teams were awarded second place in the league's finals, which took place on the 16th of March in 2019 at Red Hill College. They played against Norcombe Park High School in the finals, and the score was very close, 24-18. Onenda Olenga was also awarded the All-Star Player in the girls' division of the league. 2 of our learners, again, Onenda Olenga and Olwami Khini in grade 9, were also selected to play in the Gauteng Province Junior team, where they took place in the National Basketball Summer Games last year. Onenda, in the same league, was awarded the Female Basketball Player of the Year at the Johannesburg District Awards. Both our teams comprise of dedicated learners who love the sport, as well as their devoted coach, Vincentia Dianda, who is an internationally qualified Level 1 basketball coach and referee. She has recently been selected to be a referee at the Chinese International Basketball Tournament to be held in South Africa in April 2019. It gives me great pleasure to award the following learners with team awards for basketball: Amy Raupala, Liran Choa, Nathan Lushima. Junior half colors for basketball, Tebang Mudawung. Re-award Junior half colors for basketball, Beyonce Dawson. Junior full colors for basketball, Olwami Khini and Onenda Olenga. Re-award Junior full colors for basketball, Andani Nemakula. Senior half colors for basketball is awarded to Andisa Nemfumbada, Stephanie Akinlabi, Sasha Joseph, Dean Kamaste, Vusumuzi Maisela, and Kemiso Mahlokwane. And then re-award for senior full colors for basketball. Could Dakalo please come up? Dakalo Nemakulu. Dakalo has been playing for Greenside High School basketball team since grade 8. He received senior full colors last year, and he is also the captain of our boys' first team. Dakalo has commendable leadership skills. He's dedicated and devoted to the sporting code. He also plays basketball at district level, and he has a bright future ahead of him. And then moving over to our trophies. Trophy for dedication to basketball. This award is awarded to a learner who is loyal and dedicates themselves to the sporting code. A learner who is a great team player and who's got great team spirit. And this award it's shared by 2 learners, Olwami Khini and Kemiso Mahlakwane. The next two trophies are for the most valued players, the MVPs, a very popular basketball term. Trophy for best female basketball player goes to Onenda Olenga. And then the trophy for the best male basketball player is awarded to Takalo Nemokula. And for the last basketball award, gold braiding with junior full colors for basketball. Farhan Sheikh is a dedicated and an excellent player. He is new to Greenside High School from the Eastern Cape. In 2018, Farhan was selected to represent the Eastern Cape at the Under-16 National Selection Camp. He has also been selected by a non-profit organization called Hoops for Life Foundation to go to Europe on a trip to Manchester later on this month to represent South Africa. Farhan Sheikh.
Indeed, sports has the power to change the world. That was a quote from Nelson Mandela and always stays in my heart because of what sports has done in my life specifically. And I know deep down in my heart what sports will do for you upcoming legends. I would really like to thank the ground staff for all the hard work that you've put in. I would really like to thank the heads of the sporting codes. Without you guys, this wouldn't have been possible. And you're such an amazing team to work with. You've always sacrificed so much just to see our legends just achieving and growing and being the champions that you are today. I would really like to also thank the parents. Without your support, they wouldn't be sitting here. And I'm definitely sure deep down in your hearts, you're so proud of these young champions. I always call them champions and legends because that's what you are. And you must always rise to that standard. Never set yourself low for that. So thank you very much, parents. And we know very well that you would love to be at their matches and their practices, but we know that work has got you tied up. But we really appreciate the parents that do come through and help us where we need help. We would also like to thank the staff as a whole for all your support and motivating the kids inside. Mr. Strauss, Ms. Porus, Ms. Mahlavani, thank you very much for your support. And we appreciate you guys a lot because without you guys, I don't think any of this would have been possible. To Ms. White, I've got no words, just excitement and just appreciating what you do for the school in general. In the sports department, we truly appreciate all the work that you put in. You're always there for us, 24/7, and we really appreciate that. SGB, we know we demand too much, but these are the results, and we hope that we know very well that we'll give you more, which is great excellence. To all the coaches, I know some of the coaches couldn't make it today. This is all your work, and we do appreciate you. To the SMT, thank you very much. Mr. Greg and Mr. Patrick, thank you very much for taking your time out to come and celebrate this amazing moment with us. Last but not least, thank you, Ms. Moyo, thank you, Ms. Van der Kerk, for all the work. And to my partner in crime, Mr. Masumbuka, I mean, thank you. Thank you for all that you do. I really, really appreciate it. And levels, we're leveling it up, definitely. And we'd really like to appreciate everyone that has been great support to the sporting department. And we're hoping that we're definitely going to give you more. To the learners, thank you. Thank you. Hard talent, yeah? hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And that's exactly what you did. So we do appreciate you and we do honor you. Sometimes you might feel we're being very tough on you guys. That's because we know the potential that you have. That's because we can see the passion that you have for that sporting code. And we want to make you grow. We want to make you the champions that we are today. I stand in front of you guys very proud and honored to be part of the sports department. But thank you very much to everyone for such an amazing evening. Thank you.